guys. So far I've started to install a couple of things, and now I'm gonna get to the fuel part, which I said that I was gonna try to explain. So I'm gonna do the fuel pump now, and then I'm gonna do the fuel injectors. I already did the shifter bushings, which let me show you guys that. So I already did the shifter bushings, which are these. The front one and the rear one, that's kind of easy. I need to drive the car to tell you guys if I actually do feel a difference. I was kind of mocking up the intercooler piping, but I am going to remove it because I'm going to do the fuel injectors now, so I want to kind of get this out of the way. But besides that, what else have I done? I did the STM, it's for the AFR really, I don't remember what the name was, but it's basically the serial cable. Let me show you guys what it is. It's a blue cable. Basically it lets you log on Evo scan the AFR. So I installed that because I am going to be e-tuning. So I installed it. It's pretty simple. If you have an AFR, you get the blue cable, connect it. I connected it over there where the blue cable is, ran it through here, and then it needs a ground. The ground is that one right there, black one. And then basically this is ready to go. I bought a serial to USB adapter so I could log. So this is ready to connect to the laptop. Blue cable connected to the AFR, black cable to ground. This is all tied up and connected and ready for me to log and, you know, put it on the laptop. So that's it. The next thing that I need is a Tactrix port operator thing that goes where the OBD2 scanner goes. So I'm just gonna install that one. I'm ready to tune, but that's basically what I've done. I really haven't done much. So now I am gonna start doing the fuel pump, but there is a really good video on a fuel pump install from Boosted Films. So I'm just gonna link that video down below, and I'll explain what I'm gonna do. If I find anything hard or anything that maybe the video doesn't explain, I'll explain it on this video. But basically the fuel pump for the Evo is basically underneath, so all you have to do is pull these clips out. There's like a little clip there, you just pull it out and this comes up. I'm gonna do the same thing for the other side. Pull this out, and basically this seat comes right apart. Just pull it out, has the seat goes in between. Remove the seat belts, and then the fuel pump is literally that. It's on the driver's side, so I'm gonna remove those 4 screws and the fuel pump's gonna be underneath. Gonna remove it, and like I said, if there's anything that I should explain that doesn't explain it in the Boosted Films video, I'll explain that in this video. Alright, so the fuel pump's out. I already went ahead and installed the 255 in. It was pretty simple and pretty straightforward, just like the video that I just told you guys to watch, which is the Boosted Film one. It was honestly pretty simple. Literally, I don't even know what the hardest part was. Out of the install kit, maybe something I could point out, I did use a new fuel, the filter. I used the spacer. The spacer's a must because the OEM one was kind of small. But I ended up using the OEM grommet that connects on top. You guys will know what I'm talking about if you guys are doing a fuel pump install. But besides that, getting it out was a little bit hard, but if you see the video, you'll see what angle to take it out in, and that should help out. So now for installation, is basically just putting it back in, and exactly the same, you know, same way that you removed it, same way you're gonna put it back in, and just make sure that you connect everything, and you know, you don't leave anything open or anything like that. But yeah, so fuel pump's done. Now we need to do the injectors. For the injectors, and again, this is for E85, but I went ahead and got is 1000 cc fuel injector clinic injectors. If you're interested in all of this information, you can pause the video now and read all of this. This is basically the flow of the injector and all of that. So you can see, you can pause this right now if you like. So 1000 cc injectors, high C, very important. So it could idle better. And with the high Z option, because you have low Z and high C. With the high C options, you do have to run a resistor pack delete, which, let me show you guys. is down back here. Basically all you have to do, and this freaking alarm is on the way, which I have to disconnect soon. But that plug behind there, that one right there that I'm aiming with the flashlight, you just have to unplug and plug this delete, so it makes it super easy. Basically it's just N current, plug it in, and that way you can run the high C. These are the plug and play adapters because these are the high C version, so it's not a plug and play injector. So basically this will get connected and this will get connected to your OEM injectors, like harness, so to say. So let me explain. It's pretty easy to remove the fuel rail, but just in case you don't know, just like me, this is the first time I'm doing it, so I did have to do a little bit of research before, but it's almost like every other fuel rail. If you ever done one, or injectors, basically what I'm gonna do is, right now it doesn't have pressure, the system does not have pressure because I just did the fuel pump, but there's two lines going to the fuel rail, which is this one right here, and then it has the one in the bottom. I'm going to disconnect this line, remove it, disconnect the two 10 mil bolts that are underneath over here. Let me see if I can get a better angle. You can see that there's two 10s right here. Remove those two, remove these lines to the side, put some microfiber towels because, you know, there is going to be some gas. Remove the vacuum hose to the fuel pressure regulator, so I'm going to remove that, and basically there are two bolts, so one there and another one right here. Let me show you guys, and another one right there. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's literally right there where I'm aiming. So there's two bolts essentially that hold the fuel rail. I'm gonna disconnect these lines right here on the right side, disconnect these vacuum line, try to clean up some space here with the wires, and I should be able to remove the fuel rail out. And then to remove the injectors, you do have to remove some annoying U-clips that are those metal clips right there. You do have to remove them, and they're really easy to lose. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some microfiber towels around these holes just in case, and I'm gonna remove these U-clips out now rather than when I remove it, because it's probably gonna be all wobbly and stuff. And then once I remove those U-clips, I'm gonna remove the harness and actually lift the fuel rail out, and then switch the injectors, which I'll walk you guys through that once I remove the fuel rail. Move the U-clip. Basically what I'm doing is I'm using one of these assortments. This is like $1.99 from Harbor Freight, so it's like a 2-pick assortment. And what I did was put 2 microfiber towels around the injector, and then just literally all you're gonna do is you're gonna grab it from underneath, pull it up, and take it out. It may bounce or go anywhere, but literally all the microfibers around, all the microfiber is around, so it's not gonna fall and go anywhere. So I really recommend you guys to do this for each one. Now I'm gonna go ahead and start doing the left ones and then do that last one, and then remove the fuel rail. Alrighty, so all of them 4 are out. For this last one on the left, I ended up using paper towel because it's kind of very tight. I don't know if you can see that I put paper towel on both holes. And the only one that it went flying was the last one, and literally fell right on the microfiber towel, was able to catch it, and you don't have to deal with the stress of losing any of these in this engine. So now you can easily just literally grab the harness and pull it up just like that, unplug it from the actual injector, and remove all 4, and now we could go ahead and remove the fuel rail. Alrighty, so fuel rail is out. While removing the fuel rail, make sure that you don't lose these 2 spacers that it has holding the 2 12mm bolts holding the fuel rail. Now it's just a matter of removing these injectors, replacing it with the high C. I'm gonna see if I can set up a camera and show you guys how I'm gonna be replacing the injectors. Alrighty, so I've removed the injectors from the fuel rail, and now when installing these, very important is to use some oil and put it around the O-ring, just to make sure that when you put it in, it doesn't rip the O-ring and you don't have any fuel leaks. So what I'm using is regular motor oil. Just put a little bit on the cap, gonna dab this with a little bit of oil and put it in. That's what she said. All injectors have been installed. Literally all I did was put a little bit of double oil, put them in, twisting them a little bit just to make sure that I don't mess the O-ring up. Now it's just a matter of reverse process, install everything back on, and we should be good for the injectors. So just put the injectors back in. It was a little bit of a pain in the ass to get it to align with the 2 bolts, but basically exactly how you removed it. Line it up, they're all lined up as you can see, all 4, and then put the 2 bolts, and remember the black spacer right here has to go in between both sides. And now it's just a matter of basically putting everything back together. Vacuum hose, your pressure regulator, and now I'm gonna put these 2 hoses right here, bolt them back up, and then we're gonna do the harness, which basically is a plug and play for the high C. Literally all I have to do is let me show you one, if I don't drop it. Plug this in right here. So you can see I'm plugging the plug and play harness from Fuel Injector Clinic. That clicks, and then literally all I'm gonna do is grab my OEM harness, which is this one, and plug this in right here. So yeah, well, I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then I'll record how, because right now I don't have anybody to help me record, so I'll do that and then I'll show you guys how everything plugs in place. Alrighty, so fuel injector install successful so far. We have to run the engine and make sure that there's no leaks, but after bolting everything up, the plug and play adapters, plug it in here, and then this on this part, the OEM harness, it was kind of hard to put back in, but once you play a little bit with it, you're able to push it in. It was a little bit harder than I expected. So basically all plugged in. The one thing that I noticed is that you're not able to use this U-clips unless I make some modifications to the actual plug and play harness from FIC, because it doesn't have the slots for these parts on the sides to fit in it. So you won't be able to run these unless you cut a little tap on the FIC plug and play adapters. But basically everything has been bolted up, plugged, and everything. I put back the 2 lines. So you can see right there, the 1 line is up, and then the 2nd line is back bolted up with the 2 10mm. So pretty simple. I don't know if I need to explain myself any better. I know that I wasn't able to record me actually doing it, but bolt it up, put the align the injectors, the new ones, and make sure that you put the little black spacers for the 2 12mm bolts. Line it up, put it in your vacuum line back in, make sure that you put everything back the way you had it, and you should be good. Now, what I am missing is the resistor pack delete, which I'm gonna do right now, and then that's it for fuel. So this is gonna be one video. Let me go ahead and finish this up, show you guys how easy this is. It's just literally plug and play, and once I do this, then that's it for fuel for E85. Alrighty, so real quick for the resistor pack, you're going to need to unbolt this to get to the plug behind it, and so all you need to do is remove this 10mm bolt, remove this out of the way, and I'll try to show you guys what I'm gonna unplug and plug in. Quick for the resistor pack delete, this is your resistor pack. It gets plugged in into this harness. Get this out of the way, and literally all you're gonna do is get the delete, plug and play, unplug this. From there, plug this in, and it even gives you the clip to remove this completely from here and put it there, but I'm just literally gonna put it just like that to the side right there. It doesn't bother me, and this thing goes right here. So once I bolt it up, that's gonna be there, and if I ever need to go back to OEM injectors, I'll remove that and plug this back in. So pretty simple and easy to do. And now you're set and ready to use high C injectors on your 4G63. So that's it for the fuel. Resistor pack is back on. That alarm thing I need to remove from there later on. But resistor pack, the lead has been plugged. All injectors have been basically installed, and the fuel pump was installed. So that's pretty much it. That's the basic stuff that you need for let me see if I can move around. That's the basic things that you need for E85 that I know of. Again, I'm not no expert, I'm not a guru or anything like that when it comes to cars. I'm the furthest from that. I'm just basically researching the internet, trying to read as much as I can and trying to see what's the best way to go about the setup and the power that I want to make. So 1000cc fuel pump and high C option was the way to go from what I read online. So that's pretty much it. For E85, this is all you basically need. Now that I'm done with that, I'm gonna close this video here, and I'm gonna make the next video. It's gonna be me changing the exhaust manifold. So I'm gonna remove the exhaust manifold, get the one from STM that still hasn't came in, and I'll make a video about that, bolting it up and everything, just in case you do want to change your manifold. And then from there, it's basically tuning. I'm gonna do the intercooler piping and all of that. I need to change a couple of more things, a couple of bolt-ons and things like that. I'll try to see if I can put it in the next video. But that's basically it. So I hope this was informative. Basically, that's the point of me doing all of this, is just basically so I can help you guys out. Because I know for me, I spend a lot of hours doing research. So if I can help you in any way to cut that research down, that will mean a lot. Just pass on the knowledge and pass on what I've researched so far. So I hope you guys have a good one. Take care and always keep grinding.